Gary Katz under the gun, lives in Las Vegas. Businessman here with pocket aces. A raise to 225 from Katz. Pull it over to Rick Solomon, who gives up 6 tray in the small blind. Seaver folds. Big blind is Connor Drynan, also with aces.
Well, the edge here goes to Katz because he holds the ace of spades, Lon, the prettiest card in the deck.
It is indeed. So Drynan now wondering how exactly he wants to proceed with his pocket aces.
Fun fact for you, Lon, pocket aces is a favorite against every other hand in the deck except pocket aces.
Drynan in the big blind now. And that looks like more than calling chips. There's a re-raise to 580,000.
They really should just dispense with the drama and get to the business of chopping this pot.
And Kerry certainly hasn't forgotten what he has, so a little Hollywood to go with the extra drama. Drynan sitting up tall and confident with his aces. Katz re-raises to $2 million. That's a 4-bet.
We saw Drynan get bluffed earlier by Rick Solomon. If he folds here to this 4-bet, that would be a very nitty play.
Very nitty indeed.
Save your money, kid. You can't win every pot.
44-year-old with some friendly advice to the recently turned 25-year-old Drynan.
This might be the longest chopped pot in history, and we're still pre-flop.
On.
Call.
Bullets? Wow, you both have bullets. It's so sick.
So everyone knows now.
Can we just chop?
God, I was like, he has to have kings. Like, he's so strong here.
Yeah, yes, with that speech, I was like,
There's only one aces left. It's so sick.
Yeah, speech is like, boom.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying this could happen, but this is how I busted with 11 left in the 10K last week.
Really?
Yeah.
There's the flop, 2 hearts.
Hearts. Hey, I got a free roll. 4% chance.
You can breathe now.
You can breathe.
You can't.
If I lose like this, whatever.
Yeah, no.
No, you don't.
Third card now.
Kings.
Oh my God.
It's another heart. This is getting serious for Drynan.
I feel like it might.
Of course
Might
it might, but like,
I got some of the Antonio luck
I
shifted
didn't have
over
any
here.
hearts.
there hasn't been it. Me neither.
A river heart would give Katz the pot and knock Drynan out of the big one.
And now the river card. No!
I'm so sorry.
Drynan flushed out of this tournament.
$1 million buy-in wiped out in aces versus aces.
Wow.
Connor Drynan just became the answer to a wicked poker trivia question.
That's so sick.
Is brutal.
God, you wanted to do a chop, right?
Joseph Chung has been the chip leader for a while now. Currently at the featured table, he sits with just about 29 million chips. Condio still smarting from that earlier hit with 13 million.
That earlier hit was his pump fake disaster against Chung.
Race.
Condio says raise with 7-5 of spades. He gets right back on the horse.
Filippo getting frisky with small suited connectors in early position.
A raise to 385.
Amazing to see Hassan Habib still here. He's had no chips and no cards forever.
Pocket aces for Chung this time on the button.
That is the best starting hand in Hold'em, Lon.
It is. And Chung knows how to play him. He re-raises to just over 1.1 million.
Do you know what the second best starting hand is, Lon?
The other 2 aces?
Oh, I never thought of that. Boy, you do great on the Wonderlic test. You're ahead of me.
Condio with the call. And he will joust with the chip leader once again. Here's the flop. It is 5-6-6. Aces up for Chung now. Condio with a lesser 2 pair, 5s and 6s. Condio checked. Chung with 1.5 million and change.
Race.
Condio says raise.
No pump fake from Filippo. He declares verbally that he's going to put some chips in bad.
4.4.
4.4.
Filippo gets a little out of line. He check raises. He says 4.4 million.
Chung in the driver's seat.
How much do you start the hand with, approximately?
Condio mum.
7.5, right at 8. All right, I'm all in.
Chung, the biggest stack in the room, re-raises Condio all in. That gets everyone's attention.
Chung has the big stack and the best hand. If Condio calls here, the November 9 will just be another date on his calendar.
Condio giving this some thought.
I call.
And he makes the call, Norman.
Oh, Filippo.
Wow.
That's it.
And Condio steps into the abyss. And he knows his bid to become the first Italian-born player to make the main event final table is all but over.
How do you say blow up in Italian? Almost 27 million chips in the balance and Filippo Condio at risk.
Can you believe how many chips Joseph Chung is going to have if he wins this hand?
Oh my goodness, over 40 million.
Condio was in knee-deep and now he is in neck-deep.
Condio looks at a turn card now of an 8 of spades. Chung still ahead. Condio picks up an up and down straight draw. That's got everyone buzzing.
Chung still in position to become the runaway chip leader. No signs of singing from Condio, but there's still some hope on the horizon. Condio would need a 4, 5, or 9, or he is busted.
All right, now the river card is the 4!
I would call that excessive good fortune.
Runner straight for Condio. Chung wonders why me?
Boy, that celebration looked like a scientific experiment gone awry.
Filippo Condio is the man of the hour. Joseph Chung knocked down to 7th place. 8-handed at this $3,000 no-limit hold'em final table. Brett Ritchie with pocket kings is going to raise it up to $80,000.
Brett could use some luck here.
To Beth Shack. There's one ace. She's got luck. She got pocket aces.
I raise.
Doesn't bode well for Brett.
Beth's trying to figure out how much she wants to raise. We know she likes to go all in with ace-queen.
I'm all in.
She goes Heidi-ho.
That means all in. Now to Phil Hellmuth, who has the other 2 aces.
All in.
And he moves all in.
Both pocket aces all in.
We got 3 other players back.
Action back to Brett Ritchie now with pocket kings.
They're going to chop up my poor little boy.
1/4 second it caught. The minute she said all in, all in. Quarter second I was all in. One quarter of a second.
Phil, 1/4 of a second.
1/4 of a second.
1/4 of a second.
Count her chips up.
Action is still to Brett Ritchie to decide.
Can you pull the 80s in?
Got it.
Beth is dancing already.
That's wrong.
There's Phil's 80s, okay?
Flashing signs to her husband, Dan.
I think she's got aces. She has aces.
This could influence Ritchie.
Yeah, I'm all in.
But he is going to move all in. This has to be our degree all-in moment.
You know, Phil berated Perry Friedman earlier. Brett Ritchie was deciding for his tournament life right there, and the poker brat was grandstanding. And Beth Shack was out of order, too, singing I Got It. Everybody's out of order.
So bottom line is both Phil Hellmuth with aces and Brett Ritchie with kings are at risk. Beth Shack with aces has them both covered.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. And Brett had a lot of chips left. I guess he should have figured out one of them had aces. I wouldn't have. They were helping him.
So Shack with the 2 red aces. Hellmuth with the 2 black aces looking for action.
Doesn't matter. It's still 4-1. All the suits are covered. I got both the suits covered. You got 2 black kings. I got 2 black aces.
Well, all the aces are gone, but Ritchie knows there's 2 more kings left.
It is like a 3-ring circus in here. And Phil Hellmuth's always on 2 of the rings.
Come on, baby.
Well, his tournament life is at stake, as is bracelet number 12.
3. Show me some more.
Here we go to the flop. It is 10, tray, 7, 2 spades.
Oh, if runner spade comes, I believe Phil Hellmuth would launch himself into orbit.
He has the ace of spades, of course. Ritchie still looking for one of the 2 kings. Turn card now, 8 of clubs.
Well, we're almost certainly going to have a split pot here, and that would eliminate Brett Ritchie.
And the king of hearts.
Brett will need a king and a king only, or he is whamboozled.
River card 4 of clubs. And it will be a split pot, and Brett Ritchie will be eliminated in 8th place.
Sorry.
Helmuth and Shaq get the double degree check mark.
What I'm going to tell you to do, all right?
Yes.
Bev happy her dead ace is held up.
Good battle.
Do it in the red. In the
So Ritchie takes his lead. He will win over $42,000. But Helmuth and Shaq with their aces will chop up the pot.
What was that?
I was hoping it would come back.
Ace is no good.
Aguilera with 2 queens.
Oh,
sorry.
yawning. I thought that was all in. It was a yawn. The yawn might save him.
And maybe he's too tired to put the chips in the middle.
I wish wine, my mother used to tell me, keep your mouth closed, else you just catch flies when it's open. If he keeps it open, he may say all in.
He says all in. He does for $29 million.
But
what do you have? I mean, what could Weinman have after all that action is what Payne is thinking.
he calls,
He
but
does
you
call.
see he doesn't love it.
No.
And now Aguilera.
Oh, my.
We are talking about.
Big spot.
There we go.
Wow. Three-way. Kings, queens, jacks.
Good luck, buddy. Good luck. Let's go.
Reminiscent of our aces, kings, kings, also when we were almost down to the final table.
Aguilera with the queens, the second best hand right now, has the other 2 covered. So Payne and Weinman at risk. No paint.
Oh. Huge for you. No.
2 hearts. Nobody holds a heart. Aguilera, 9% equity. Payne ahead right now.
If no jack comes, we lose a player.
Jack's in trouble.
If a queen comes, we lose 2.
Oh, a jack of hearts on the turn, and the worst hand flops, turns a set.
God.
Weinman didn't even use his one time.
Still a card to come. Payne, now 5% equity, feeling the pain of the pocket kings. Weinman can scoop this whole pot over $80 million. And a tray on the end, and that is it.
This is it. Heads up poker for hard cash between Stu the Kid Unger and John, treasure of the Sierra Madre Shrimp.
Who's going to raise 40,000? Costs 40,000 for John to call. John calls, 40,000 raised. Got $124,000 in the center right now. Here's a flop. Ace 3-5, different suits. John's first act, and here he goes again. Right away. Betting out. 120,000. Now at this point, Stewie's well aware that the last time John bet out, he had a pair of aces in the pocket. And that's one of the things that's going through Stewie's mind. A feeling exactly, does John have something? Does he have a marginal hand like he's bet with so many times before, or does he have a real good hand like the last time he bet out on the flop?
So he keeps looking back at that one card as if he's got maybe got an ace, but doesn't like what the other is kicker.
Every so often, Stewie will glance up and try and catch.
He's going to call.
I raise it.
Raises.
This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. He's rating $800,000.
He does have the
John
ace.
calls. Here we go. This could be it.
Ace 4, ace with no kicker.
He needs a deuce or a 4. Stewie needs a deuce or a 4.
Stu's in a little bit of trouble here. A tray won't do it. Yes.
Deuce. Stewie wins the tournament. Stu Unger has won 3 World Series of Poker.